So I'm on the way home from a road trip to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And one of the things that I brought on this road trip is a portable kettle. Hotel rooms are notoriously terrible for the coffee and the tea that they have inside the room. If they do provide complimentary coffee with a little coffee maker and all that, the coffee is so old that it's terrible. So what I did was I brought some tea bags, and I also brought a drip filter system and this portable kettle. Now the thing about this portable kettle is the form factor. It's kind of like a cylinder. It's in this little case here. I'm gonna try and do this with one hand. It comes in a case, it comes with a foam cleaning tool to clean it, but I didn't have that on this trip because all I've been doing is boiling water. But yeah, this is it here, and it's got a little readout here, and the little readout has 4 different temperatures. I'll put that up on the screen. But basically, when you plug this thing in, this will come up with 3 dashes, and then you just tap this little switch here to turn it to whatever temperature you want, and leave it, and it'll boil the water. And then when it's finished boiling it, it'll just beep a couple of times, and then you let it cool. Don't open it yet, because if it is bubbling in here, if you open it, you can cause, and this is a little bit of a vent. So be careful about putting your hands close to that while it's boiling and opening this up, because then it can, make that kind of a pressurized release, and you can get some steam coming out of here. Don't ask me how I know, but they do caution you about that in the instructions. So let me just open the cap. I got to do it with 2 hands, and basically the cord is stored inside. So the cord here is just a standard 3-prong cord, and the cap has a little handle. Not that I use the handle, but there's a little flap at the back here to plug in that cord, and then you just plug it into the wall, fill it up. And the volume is such, I think there's a mark in here for maximum, and there's a minimum mark. And when you have it up to the maximum, you get a nice mug of coffee, a good volume for a mug of coffee. So I'm gonna make a cup of tea using this volume here. I don't know what exactly the volume is for this thing here, but it's probably like 8 ounces or something like that. So pour this inside here. And you can see there's a maximum mark. So that volume of that cup, that size cup there, does not even bring it up to the, so you've got a little bit more room for a bigger mug. Now I'm gonna plug this in, and you'll see what I was talking about setting the temperature. You see it's 3 dashes, and then you just tap this. I usually set it to the maximum. So that's boiling water. So you let that go, and you can see now it's sensing the temperature of that water. Well, I can't believe that's tap water. And outside is 95 degrees. So that tap water is going to continue to increase until it hits 212, and then it's going to shut off and beep. And after that, you just open it carefully, like I said before, and pour it over your tea bag or whatever. And this is what I was mentioning. I had ground up some decaf, so I could have decaf right now if I wanted. I'm thinking of having a cup of tea instead though, so I brought my tea bags here. So I've got some tea bags, and I've got this filter here, this set of filters, and this is from my camping set. I've got one of these collapsible, pour over filter holders, and that makes an excellent cup of coffee. Right now it's saying 208. And if I feel it on the outside, I can tell it's bubbling. For tea, I'll let it go all the way up to maximum 212. But if it was coffee, I could just unplug it and let it cool down a little bit. You see, it just beeped, and it says BB right now. So it's almost there. I think it's good enough now. So I'm going to unplug it. So I usually unplug it first, and I loosen the top. So I'm going to take this off, and you can see it's still bubbling in there. So you know it's reached boiling point. So I'll just dump my tea bag inside here, because I don't want to. I got the cord as well as the as well as the kettle. So there it is. There's my volume of water. I don't need that little extra. And I usually leave it open like that to kind of like, you know, evaporate and dry out. Cover this down and let it steep. And the rest will be just tea making history. Yeah, so that's that kettle. Great little kettle. I'll put I've got it on Amazon, so I'll put the dimensions up on the screen and everything. And great little kettle. It fits perfectly into one of these compartments of my in my pannier. So you know, the kettle will fit there, and then the mug will fit there, and all my tea stuff and everything goes in the middle. So when you're finished, all you need to do is unplug, pull this thing out from the back here, tie it up, put it in here, close up the cap and put it in the case, and you're done. Nice compact kettle. Got some coffee this morning from the lobby in this hotel, and this thing here is totally weak. It's like coffee water. So I've got my coffee here ready to go. Loaded up with the coffee from the other hotel, which was great coffee, and I'm going to just pour that in now. Water's pre-measured, so I don't have to worry about overflowing this this cup. But the smell right off the bat, I can tell you, it's a much richer cup of coffee, and all from this little kettle. So now I've got this cord all wrapped up, so it's just a matter of sticking it inside. I'm going to wait until that dries out a little bit. It's got a little bit of water in it. Wait until that evaporates. It's got a lot of heat in there, so it'll evaporate in no time at all. By the time, and I'll just dump this one where it belongs. Done.